Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a cost of living in the Philippines video for hand-operated tools. Now, I could tell you that the price of power tools in the Philippines is 50% more than in America across the board or more. But for right now, these hand tools, to give you an idea, this Eagle saw, it's an Eagle hand saw 7-tooth, was 180 pesos or about $4.50. That's the saw that I use to cut this material here, 3/4 inch marine plywood. They call it marine plywood, but it's not the same grade as aircraft / marine plywood in America. And these are the boxes that my bed will go on. To raise the bed up off the floor, and then once I get those boxes created, I will put the corner posts of the bed into these notches and lash them with this material that comes on the boxes when you buy a box of food. When you check out at the supermarket, they lash the boxes with that material, so it's free. So that's one way that you can save money. Just take a piece of cardboard and then you wrap all your lashing. Now, when you cut it off the box, it's only in 2 or 3 foot pieces. But if you tie it together and just cut off the snot, you have a whole, I bought some of that stuff last year. I have a ball of it here. It's about, I think it was like $4 for a bigger ball than this. This is about 2/3 of the ball. And I used some of it, and some of it's over there, and a lot of it just disappears as snot off the end. But that's one way that you can save money. Now we go into the paint department. I don't use a paintbrush. I use this brush, which saves me time and money. I can paint this entire sheet of plywood in this room, except for the fact I can't flip it over while it's wet on the cardboard. But I can paint the whole face of the plywood in 2 to 3 minutes, and the edges in an additional 2 to 3 minutes. And if I had these outside on horses, I could do 10 sheets of plywood in 1 hour with this brush. I have another video coming up where you will see that, or it's already posted. Here's where they really bang you they bang you out for this paint. It's $4 plus. It's like $4.20 for a can of quick drying paint. Now, Filipinos, let's say they make 35 or 40 pesos an hour. They would have to work 4 hours to buy a can of spray paint. That's highway robbery. This paint here, Poison. If you're going to buy paint in the Philippines, I would suggest this brand, and this is an acrylic permacoat. It's a gloss latex. I use gloss. I thin it out 50 or 60% for a first coat, and that cost of that paint was 663 pesos, or about $15. Now, when you thin it out 60%, this is the quality. You can't paint outside. First of all, it's too hot in the sun, and the sun won't let the paint soak into the wood before it dries. You want paint to stay wet and to absorb into the wood like a sponge. So this is one coat with the brush like this. Okay, and then there was some runs on the end. All I did was make one pass sideways, and that's like a coat and a half. So that's the difference between one coat and a coat and a half. And I've thinned this paint out 60% and then painted these vertical stanchions, which I have a whole tree outside and a much bigger one than this. And this is a 60% thin on the most porous surface that you're ever going to see. I mean, this is, this stuff, it's a coconut tree without the bark on it. It's like a sponge, and I just passed the brush over it real quick. and I thinned it out 60%, so you can see the quality of the paint. This machete was $5, and it's not a really good one, but when I'm cutting a coconut tree for the lengths, this is actually going to be my new my computer table over here. This is actually going to be the area where I have the computer table, and then this half of the plywood goes up to this area here, and it's going to be 2 feet wide, and then this area will be my workstation to do to fix things. If I have something that needs to be fixed, I'll have a nice desk lamp with a magnifier on if I have to clean my camera lenses or so on and so forth. And this table, which I'll show you in a minute, will be the end result, will be my computer table and work area. Now we have a ruler here for 220 pesos, or about $5, which is equal to the equivalent of a Lufkin ruler. It's got a 1-inch blade. The spring that's inside, the rewind coil, okay, is equal to or better than a Lufkin ruler. I've had this for about a week now. You can feel the quality of the spring, even though, well, if you know rulers, you can feel the quality of the spring. I'm not going to get involved with that. Now, this ruler was 120 pesos, or about $3. This is my keychain, in case I have to measure something on the road. And this is strange. I've seen double bananas before. I bought all of these bananas in the market last week. They're from the same bunch, actually. They came off the same bunch. And these are double bananas. This is a double banana. Now I'll show you what a double banana looks like right here. This is a double banana. This is the double side, you can see, and then this is where they melded together. Now some people said they're Fukushima bananas, but I don't believe it. I think they're just genetic defects. Like the trader, the American trader that's going to fundamentally change America. Just like that. So this is a cost of living video in the Philippines. Those are the prices that I paid for everything. This is my, I wanted to show you my bench before it's cut. Now, this saw, naturally, I did all this wood with this saw. Okay, this saw will do this cut and this cut. It will not do these corners, at which point I will just take this machete and go like this. Many times, or I'll use a chisel. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a cost of living video in the Philippines. This is going to be, this is the corner. Right here is that corner. And then right here is where the curtains go. This is a soft edge. This will be the table, this area right here. This to here. This was my original plan, but it sets me back too far away from the edge of the table that I will have a cabinet on. And then over there, in that area, in this area where the saw and the machete are, will be where my chair comes in. And then that area where the bananas are will be the work area. Now, I'm going to set this up at 40 inches, which is about this height right here, so that I can sit on a stool, which I will also make out of, actually I will show you the lumber. I'm going to probably make the stool out of, or something similar. Either 3 pieces of bamboo like this. This is native bamboo, it's a thin wall, but I also have back here some hardwood tree branches in this box here. And this is a, this may even very well be my bench for my computer table right here. I'm not sure I was thinking about putting it on a pivot so that it would pivot when I go in and out of the bench. And I can do that. I know how to do that with the materials that I have in hand. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael Fazio doing the cost of living video. If I were to buy power tools, yeah, I would save a bunch of time. But I already have 5 skill saws, 3 worm drives and 2 regular skill saws, 2 sawzalls, all Milwaukee, by the way, a 16-inch power miter, excuse me, yeah, a 14-inch power miter, 12-inch power miter, and a 10-inch power miter. I also have a 7-inch power miter, but I threw it out. I have a full set of snap-on from 1/4-inch drive to 1-inch drive, a full set. I even have 4 3/8 snap-on sockets. I'm tired of buying tools. Plus table saws, band saws, chisels, extension cords, chains, chain hoists, tugger hoists, cable hoists. I don't want to buy any more power tools, and I don't want to buy power tools in the Philippines. If I want power tools, I'll just go make a trip back to America, freight that crap, and bring it back with me. So, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. God day to everybody. Oh, the square I just ripped out of a piece of plywood. This is my square. This is what I've been using for a square. It is square. I made sure it was square. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. God day to oh, we have the ceiling. Those are the beams I will hold the Obama posters and the dollar bill video posters, placards, vinyl placards that I have. And I will teach Obama. No, nobody's going to teach him anything. Guy's destroying America. 25% of El Salvador now lives in the United States of America, and most of them in the state of Virginia. That's a fact. That's a fact. 25% of the entire population of El Salvador now lives in America. If the Philippines ever digresses back mentally to allow that many foreigners to come into their country that don't naturalize themselves to the Filipino culture, your country is doomed. And America is not America anymore. It's called the European Trade Union. Just a little bit of interesting notes, which is why I live in the Philippines and maybe soon Thailand. So, ladies and gentlemen, God day to everybody from Michael Fazio in the Philippines, baby. That's right, oy vey.